center is 6'9", the redshirt senior from Gilbert, Arizona, number 5, Tim Fuller. And the center is 7-foot sophomore from Dakar, Senegal, Africa, number 55, Aziz Bentego. Head coach for the Wolverines is Mark Madsen, assisted by Todd Phillips, Todd Wilkinson, Ken Moses, and Stephen Rogers. From Sydney, Australia, number 5, and forward, the 6'7" redshirt sophomore from Sydney, Australia, number 10, Hunter Good. At guard, the 6'6" junior from Burnie, Tasmania, number 11, Trey Armstrong. Coach of the Lakers is Rick Roy. Assisted by Marty Espria, Adam Jacobson, Jeff McIntosh, Chad Hoffman, and Don Wellman.
Drive, left-handed flush over the top of Kipning and the foul.
Step inside the CBU Event Center as the Lancers are back home taking on first place Utah Valley here on ESPN+. My name is Pep Fernandez. We appreciate you tuning in. And there's your Lancers taking the floor as we get set for tip-off here between, again, the first place Wolverines and CBU coming off a couple big wins in Western Athletic Conference play to kind of right the ship a little bit going into a big week for the Lancers. Utah Valley tonight, and then on Saturday, rival Grand Canyon comes to town. Opening tip out of bounds. And it will be Wolverines basketball. Utah Valley in the visiting black uniforms trimmed in green, and the Lancers in those familiar home whites tonight. UVU comes in red hot. They've won 10 straight games. In fact, they have not lost a game since about Thanksgiving. It was November 26th against Boise State. It's been a while. They've done a lot of winning this season, coming in at 13-4. Overall, 4-0 in the WAC. The shot is up. That's no good for Justin Harmon. Here come the Lancers on their opening offensive possession. Trey Armstrong over to Taryn Armstrong on the far wing. Taryn working on Tim Fuller, stops his dribble, back out to Trey. Still plenty of time, 12 on the shot clock. Hunter Goodrick. Goodrick trying to look inside to Riley Batten, puts it in drive, back out to Reed Nottage. Defended by Trey Woodbury. Nottage, 3 on the shot clock, out to Goodrick. The shot is not in time. Good team defense there by the Wolverines. CBU comes in at 10-7 overall, 2-2 in the WAC. Picked up a win against Utah Tech on their home floor last week, then went on the road and beat New Mexico State for the first time this past weekend. That would even their conference record at 2-2. Bandeogo, we'll talk a lot about that guy throughout the game. That one's off the mark for Aziz Bandego. Goodrick into the post to Batten. Spins around Harmon, the reverse is good for Riley Batten. And that's how we open up the scoring tonight here for CBU. Let's take a look at the starting five, brought to you by Altura Credit Union. First for the visiting Wolverines. They run out like this for head coach Mark Madsen, Justin Harmon, Latrey Darthur, Trey Woodbury, Tim Fuller, and Aziz Bandego in the middle. Your starting five for head coach Rick Croy and the Lancers: Riley Batten, Taryn Armstrong, Reed Nottage, Hunter Goodrick, and Trey Armstrong. 2-zip Lancers here. Reed Nottage has it for CBU, brings it up the floor. Up top to Batten. Batten has the only points in this game. It was a nice reverse by Batten. Taryn Armstrong. The drive and the kick. Over to Trey Armstrong. Taryn has it, back out to Trey. He's gonna try the three. Trey with the tray as Armstrong hits from long, and it's now 5-zip Lancers. A little bit of a smaller lineup tonight, but they can shoot the lights out. Utah Valley will certainly have the height advantage. We'll talk about that storyline throughout the game. Woodbury's jumper from the baseline, no good. Rebound, Bandego. Turnaround, no good. Offensive rebound, Harmon. Up again with the putback. That one's no good. And rebound, Hunter Goodrick. Goodrick going the length of the floor. That one is no good, and Harmon comes down with it for the Wolverines. Up ahead to Darthur. And the foul's going to be on Trey Armstrong. It'll be UVU ball from the sideline. Woodbury into Harmon. Justin Harmon comes in, averaging just under 15 points per game. But the guy with the ball in his hands, Bandego, has been the man for the Wolverines. Well, all season, but especially this past week, he's the WAC Player of the Week. We'll talk more about Bandego in a moment. Woodbury's jumper's no good, and Trey comes swooping in for the rebound. Still 5-zip Lancers. Utah Valley still trying to get their first bucket of the game. They're 0 for 7 from the floor. Take a look at the Jensen keys to the game in this one. Big advantage for Utah Valley as CBU is missing not only Tim Igoefe, but also Malik Wade. So the Wolverines will have the height advantage inside out. If things aren't working out for the Lancers on the inside, well, they'll have to take it to the outside and knock down some threes from beyond the arc. And the bench in a pinch. The Lancers bench is averaging about 28 points per game. Who's going to step up tonight and provide that extra scoring that they might need? Those are your Jensen keys to the game as Harmon gets the first bucket for Utah Valley. Makes it 5-2. Driving inside, Nottage to the cup. Almost there for Reed Nottage. Harmon on the wing. Fuller over to Woodbury. Fuller, left hand, no good. Rebound to Batten. Utah Valley has started 1 for 9 from the floor. CBU 2 for 6, although they've missed 4 shots in a row. Taryn Armstrong looking at Batten. There it goes. Feeds the big man back to the basket. Batten back out to Taryn. Right back into Batten. 10 on the shot clock. Turnaround. Good. Riley Batten buries it. Makes it 7-2 Lancers. Batten dropped 18 on New Mexico State in the Lancers' most previous game. Big bucket there for Batten, 7-2, California Baptist. And there's Utah Valley with the response. Woodbury makes it 7-4. Batten over to Taryn Armstrong on the wing, defended by Harmon. Batten sets the pick. Taryn still on the dribble. Now defended by Fuller. He'll try the three. Taryn puts it up and it's good. And that is a good sign for the Lancers as Taryn Armstrong dials up from deep. So both Armstrongs have a three early on in this game. Trey and then Taryn makes it 10-4 Lancers. Drive it inside, Darthard, and there's a whistle on the play. But right now, as we head into our first break of the evening, California Baptist on top of UVU by a score of 10-4 on ESPN+. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Riverside, where the Lancers are lead by 6, 10-4 right now here in the first half. Let's take a look at the Dutton Buick GMC Impact players tonight. For CBU, Riley Batten already has a bucket under his belt. He went for 18, as we mentioned, against New Mexico State over this past weekend. And Joe Quintana, the leading scorer for CBU on the year. And we'll see Joe Quintana, I'm sure, in just a moment. In fact, he's checking into the game after this timeout. So Joe coming off the bench now, but still the leading scorer on this team. And Aziz Bandego, the WAC player of the week for Utah Valley, and their leading scorer, Justin Harmon, leading the way for the Wolverines. 14:05 and counting here in the first half. Utah Valley with a basketball. And speaking of one of those Dutton Buick GMC Impact players, Justin Harmon with a bucket. He's got 4 in the game. So Joe Quintana has checked into the game, as has Jelani Stone. Stone in the post over Bandego. No good. Rebound, Bandego. Expect to see more minutes from Jelani Stone tonight, with Igo Efe and Wade sidelined and in street clothes tonight for CBU. Stone, Goodrick, and Batten will be the ones called on to match up with Bandego and company in the post. Woodbury has it for the Wolverines. Step back three with the shot clock winding down, and Trey Woodbury nails it, gets the Wolverines back within 1, 10-9. "13 minutes to go here in the first half. Taryn Armstrong drives inside. 2 more for Taryn Armstrong. Now has 5 in the game. 12-9, California Baptist. Bandego back out to Harmon. Harmon defended by Quintana. Three on the way. That one is well off the mark by Tim Caesar, who's checked in the game after that last timeout for the Wolverines. Nottage plays it into the post to Hunter Goodrick. Caesar defending. Left-handed turnaround blocked by Utah Valley. In fact, Utah Valley leads the nation in blocks this season. 116 total, 6.8 blocks per game coming into tonight. And Bandego goes inside and gets 2 for Utah Valley. 12-11. The Wolverines have made 4 of the last 5 shots to pull within 1 of CBU. Taryn out to Goodrick, trying to get into the post to Stone. Kicked out of bounds. It'll be Lancer ball with 11:43 to go. Timeout here in Riverside. The Lancers still on top, but the Wolverines are closing the gap. It's 12-11 on ESPN+. And let's take a quick look at the WAC basketball standings right now. Utah Valley, as we mentioned, in first place, tied with Stephen F. Austin atop the WAC at 4-0. There is CBU at 2-2 in the middle of the pack right now, as conference is really getting rolling along now. And 2 big games coming up for the Lancers, Utah Valley and then GCU on Saturday. CBU without the big man, Tim Igwefe, on the bench tonight in street clothes. We mentioned Igwefe is out, so is Malik Wade. So the Lancers shorthanded, no pun intended, because they're losing a lot of height with Igwefe on the bench. Scotty Washington checks into the game, and Scotty Washington, instant offense for the Lancers. Drops a big time 3, 15-11 now. Scotty's been putting together some big games the last couple of weeks for CBU, really carving out his spot in Coach Croy's rotation. Bandego working on Stone. Spins to his left. That one's no good. Tipped out to Washington. CBU right now 3 for 3 from downtown. Back out to Quintana, trying to get around Taj Small, who's checked into the game for UVU. Tim Fuller checking back in for Coach Madsen and the Wolverines. Bandego will head to the bench. So we'll see if the Lancers try to go inside here with Bandego finding his spot on the UVU bench. Blondo Chiqueño's checked in for CBU. Chiqueño with the ball, dips to his right, it's up and good. Nifty move by Chiqueño, little scoop shot to the right. Lead back up to 6 for CBU. Fuller, top of the key. Drive it inside, Blaze Neild, who's checked in for UVU. There is Small, his shot, no good. Battle for the rebound. Tim Caesar comes down with it. Fuller has it, fakes left, goes right. Shot is up, draws the foul. It's gonna be on Jelani Stone. Tim Fuller headed to the free throw line. Fuller at the line for UVU with 10:23 on the clock. looking for his first points of the contest. Tim Fuller, the redshirt senior from Gilbert, Arizona, transferred from Weber State. Hits the first, makes it 17-12. One more coming up for Fuller. On the season, just 54% from the line, but Fuller knocks down both on that trip, makes it 17-13. CBU still on top. Chiqueño up top to Washington. Quintana, Chiqueño on that far wing. Looking inside to Batten, goes up top instead to Quintana. 10 on the shot clock. 6 on the shot clock. Quintana over to Batten, 3 on the shot clock. The shot is in time. Batten hits. Big time jumper from Riley Batten. The turnaround. 19-13. Batten now with 6 points. He is 3 of 4 from the floor. Very efficient for Batten. Woodbury for 3. Off the mark. Quintana brings it across the timeline for CBU. Up top to Goodrick. Pulls up his dribble around the elbow, back out to Batten. Quintana. Quintana puts it in drive with the left. Can't finish the lay-in. Utah Valley in transition. You'll see Blaze Neal tries to go to work quickly. He does. Plays it down to the baseline to Small. Small defended by Chiqueño. Backs him down into the blocks. Spins right. Loses control of the ball. Plays it back out to Neal. Neal. Over to Woodbury. Woodbury drives down towards the baseline. Back out to Small. And Quintana runs right into him as Small pulled up. That's going to be a foul called on Quintana. Taking a look, Quintana thought Small was going to pull up for that 3. VU ball from the sideline. Down low. Harmon back into the game. Puts it up. That one's no good. Rebound Goodrick. Utah Valley right now 5 of 18 to start this game. That one's no good. Rebound Caesar. Oh, and it looks like we've got an official timeout. Joe Quintana is down right now for the Lancers. Our excellent training staff hustles out onto the floor. He's holding his shin, but I'm not going to hazard a diagnosis here, but Quintana is down, and as we mentioned, Igawefe's out, Malik Wade is out. Lancers already shorthanded, and Joe Quintana comes into this game as the leading scorer for CBU on the year. And obviously a big-time three-point threat. Quintana heads to the Lancer bench. So Taron Armstrong will check back into the game for the injured Quintana. And he's going to bypass the bench. Looks like they're going to take him back and check him out on the trainer's table, which is just inside the hallway beyond the California Baptist bench. So you're 5 on the floor right now for head coach Rick Croy. Taron Armstrong, Scotty Washington, Hunter Goodrick, Riley Batten, and Belando Chiqueño. Less than 8.5 to go here in the first half. CBU up by 6. Straight to the cup for Justin Harmon. The basket and the foul. So a free throw coming up for Harmon. (19-15). And a free throw coming up for Harmon. Harmon, a 76% free throw shooter. Trying to complete the three-point play. Free throw is up and good. 19-16. Wolverines back within 3. Harmon's got 7 in the game to lead all scores. Batten with 6 right now to lead the Lancers. Washington back out to Batten. Up top to Taron. Over to Goodrick. Thought about a three. Now he's into the post, back to the basket. Working on Caesar, goes to the left, and good defense there by number 2, Tim Caesar. Again, this Utah Valley team, number 1 in the nation in blocks and blocks per game. Chiqueño the steal. Blondo Chiqueño trying to finish on the other end. Yes, he does. The basket and the foul for Blondo Chiqueño. Take another look. The steal and the finish on the other end. Lancers up 21-16 here in Riverside. We will be right back on ESPN Plus.
Hi, my name is Sarah. I'm from Moreno Valley, California, and I've been with Altura Credit Union since 2017. Family time is extremely important. Being able to just pull my phone out and just go right on the app while the kids are over there doing whatever they're doing, I'm able to just go on the app really quick, transfer money, or check my account, see if my deposits went through right away. With my Ascend checking account, I'm also able to check my credit score. I don't ever have to worry about anything in my bank account. Did I mention it was free?
Popping like the top off a bottle and I ain't stopping yet. Baby, it's a brand new day. Ain't no clouds hanging over me. Something doesn't feel the same. The rest of my life gonna start today. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. The rest of my life.
Introducing bubbly sparkling water. Crack a smile.
Welcome back to the CBU Event Center. California Baptist up by 5 against the UVU Wolverines, 21-16. Root for the credit union that roots for you. Altura Credit Union, proud sponsor of CBU Athletics and presenter of the Athlete of the Week. Our athletes of the week are from CBU Men's Dive, Evan Honer, and CBU Women's Swim, Faith Brazil. Congratulations to Faith and Evan, the Altura Credit Union Student Athletes of the Week. Blondo Chiqueño heading to the free throw line for CBU. Came up with a steal, got the bucket and the foul. Lancers shooting 50% from the floor right now. The Wolverines checking in at 32%. Chiqueño's free throw is good. 22-16. Wolverines on a 10-game winning streak, going all the way back to about Thanksgiving. They've done a lot of winning in the months of December and January. Bucket there by Harmon. Harmon continues to do it offensively for Utah Valley tonight. He's got 9. He's got half of the Wolverines' points in this one. Batten for 3, it's good! Riley Batten right in front of the Utah Valley bench. And he sinks it. 25-18. Riley Batten's got 9. As a team, the Lancers are 4 of 5 from three-point land. Harmon the turnaround, short. Scotty Washington drives inside to the left. Scotty Washington switches hands. He hits the switches and scores with the left. 27-18 Lancers. And now CBU enjoying their largest lead of this game at 9. 27-18, just under 6.5 to go here in the first half. Help is on the way for Utah Valley. Aziz Bandego is ready to check back in. He's at the scorer's table. Latrey Darthard as well for the Wolverines. Looks like the CBU Lancers making moves too. Jelani Stone and Reed Nottage back into the game. Batten and Washington come out. Riley Batten checks out with 9 points, 4 of 5 from the floor for Riley Batten.
His first personal, 13 foul.
CBU shooting 55% here in the first half, 11 of 20. Goodrick up top, over to Chiqueño. Now into the post to Jelani Stone, back to the basket, spins around Fuller, takes it to the cup. No good. Follow up by Stone and draws the foul. Jelani Stone might not be as tall as Bandego or Fuller, but man, he is quick and he's got some hops. Stone taking it right inside, not once but twice, and draws the foul. So Jelani Stone going to the free throw line here for the Lancers. 2 shots coming up.
Jelani Stone at the line, shooting 2.
Stone at the line. Here's the first. It's off the back of the iron. No good. As title partner and as part of their commitment to the WAC, Hercules Tires is donating $1 for every free throw shot made during this year's basketball regular season. The donation will be used to benefit student mental health initiatives conference-wide. Hercules Tires, mental health strong. Stone comes up empty there for the Lancers, so it remains 27-18. Fuller, left-handed jump hook is good. Makes it 27-20. Lancers with the lead, Lancers with the ball. Stone hands it off to Taryn. Taryn up top to his left to Nottage. Looks inside to Stone, decides to go back up top to Taryn. He backs it out, 10 on the shot clock. Taryn Armstrong puts it in drive, gets around Fuller with the right, it's good! Taryn Armstrong to the hole, 2 more for Taryn. Makes it 29-20. Taryn Armstrong, 7 points, 4 assists, 2 rebounds. Doing work here in the first half. Along the baseline, stripped away out of bounds. Last touched by the Wolverines. Lancer ball. Up the floor, Taryn up to Stone. Taryn circles back out. Now he's gonna go back inside, stops on a dime, leans in, little floater, good. 2 more for Taryn Armstrong. He's got 9. He matches Riley Batten as the leading scorer for CBU here in the first half. It's 31-20, and the Lancers now enjoying their first double-digit lead of the night. The Lancers have made 5 of their last 6 shots. Woodbury to the right, short, battle for the rebound. Who's gonna come down with it? It's Stone. Chiqueño across the timeline. Opposite wing, still on the dribble, defended by Fuller. Chiqueño's gonna go inside. Back out to Nottage for 3. That one's no good, a rebound Fuller. (31-20) as we approach the 4-minute mark here in the first half. Bandego, Darthard, inside, knocked around. It's going to be a foul on the Lancers. Reed Nottage, 3:53 on the clock. Timeout here in Riverside with the Lancers lead by 11. We'll be right back.
Saviska, riding up the Knights.
It's 31-20. California Baptist leading Utah Valley in WAC action here on a Wednesday night. Taron Armstrong off to a great start here in the first half. He's got 9 points, 4 of 5 from the floor, a couple rebounds. He's got 4 assists as well. Taron Armstrong leading the way for CBU, a short-handed Lancer squad tonight. Batten's got 9, Armstrong with 9, with a couple strong drives to the rim. Taron Armstrong. UVU ball from the baseline into Woodbury with Nottage defending. Woodbury's going to try to back him down into the post. Turnaround fadeaway, no good. Tapped around. Fuller comes out with it for the Wolverines. Back out to a wide open Harmon for 3, and he connects. Makes it 31-23. Lancers trying to take that lead into the locker room. Back out to Batten. That 3, no good. A rare miscue by Batten here in the first half. Driving inside, the drive in the dish. Bandego collects it. Batten defending. Bandego. And it's going to be an offensive foul on Bandego. Good job by Riley Batten. Take a look. Batten was the Lancer defending. Bandego turns right into him for the offensive foul. That was the call on the court, at least. The officials now over at the scorers table to review it. With 3:14 to go here in the first half. Lancers 31, Wolverines 23. CBU shooting 52% from the floor here in the first half. Good shooting first half for the Lancers, and they're going to need it as they're missing some firepower tonight with Tim Ofe, Malik Wade on the bench, and we saw Joe Quintana injured here in the first half, and he has not returned to the game yet. And it looks like the call is correct. It'll be a foul on Bandego. Lancer ball from the baseline. Justin Harmon's got a dozen already to lead all scores for UVU. For the Lancers, Taron Armstrong and Riley Batten both have 9 apiece. Batten up top, goes right back to Taron to the left hand. Good defense there by UVU. Here come the Wolverines back in transition. In the corner for 3, that one's no good. Offensive rebound, Bandego. Less than 3 to play. The alley-oop to Fuller, and he will finish. 31-25, and head coach Rick Croy calls a timeout for CBU with 2:41 on the clock. Did not like that mental lapse on defense by the Lancers as Fuller was able to throw it down on the alley-oop. For Utah Valley, take another look. Harmon floats it up there. There is Fuller. Throws it down with one hand. Gets the Wolverines within 6. Look inside the Lancer huddle. There's Bandego. Bandego ranks 3rd in all the country in terms of blocks. He's 4th in blocks per game. He's 5th in rebounds. One of the top post players in the entire nation. And of course, he's our WAC player of the week. In fact, in those 2 games last week, Bandego went for 15.5 points per game, 14 rebounds, and 4.5 blocks. Impressive. Goodrick hands it off to Taron. Taron, the drive in the dish to Batten, puts it up. That's going to be goaltending. Count it for the Lancers. That's one way to do it. Bandego was patrolling the rim, went up and grabbed the rim. That ball had a shot to go in, or maybe not, but regardless, it's a bucket for the Lancers. So we took another look at it. I don't know if that would have went in. 33-25, CBU. Harmon puts it up, no good. Batten comes down with it. Batten leads the break. Up ahead to Chiqueno. Driving inside. Chiqueno the fake. Back out to Nottage. He fakes. He'll drive inside. Batten out to Taryn. They're going to settle things down as they set up the offense here for the Lancers. 12 on the shot clock. Taryn defended by Fuller. Backs it out. Now 6 on the shot clock. Taryn goes to work. Goes to the left. Out of bounds. And it simply bounced off his hip and out of bounds. It'll go back to the Wolverines with 1:43. UVU basketball. Woodbury. Inside, met by Batten, down low to Fuller to the right. It's good. 2 more for Fuller. He's got 8 now, makes it 33-27. Chiqueno. Batten. Stops his dribble, trying to go somewhere with it. Back up top to Chiqueno. 5 on the shot clock. Chiqueno, little shake and bake. Puts up the shots in time. Oh, they're going to say it did not hit the rim or it was not in time. Either way, it's a shot clock violation. Ball goes back to Utah Valley with under a minute to play. 54 seconds here in the first half. Woodbury for the Wolverines. Harmon back to Woodbury, goes inside, the floater to Fuller, and there is another alley-oop. This one with a little more authority in 2 hands for number 5, Tim Fuller. 33-29, so the 4-point game. The Wolverines clawing their way back. Washington's jumper no good, a rebound, Bandego. Coach Madsen telling his guys 1 shot. They're going to hold on. And actually, they're going to call a timeout first. So Utah Valley calls the timeout to set up what would likely be the final play of the first half. Trailing by 4. Looks like the Lancers will make a substitution. Nottage just ran over to the scorer's table to check in with 17 seconds to go. CBU led by as many as 11. Right now it's at 4. With 17 seconds to go. Harmon's got a dozen, Fuller with 10 for UVU. Batten's got 11 for the Lancers. Taryn Armstrong's chipped in 9 with 5 assists. Taryn Armstrong and company trying to get one more defensive stand here. Take a 4-point lead into the locker room. Woodbury has it for the Wolverines. 10 seconds. Nottage defending. Outsteps Bandego, sets the pick, driving inside. Woodbury from around the free throw line. Jumpers up and good. And that's it. The Wolverines strike again right before the halftime horn. But California Baptist will have the lead as they head into the locker room. 33-31 against UVU. We'll take a break here on ESPN Plus. When we come back, we'll have your hot play of the first half. Lancers up by 2. And welcome back to the CBU Event Center, where the Lancers lead by 2 by a score of 33-31 against Utah Valley. The Lancers led for nearly the entire first half, about 19 minutes of the first half. Utah Valley has not led in this game as the Lancers got off to a hot start. Riley Batten right now with 11 to lead the Lancers. Taryn Armstrong has chipped in 9 with 5 points. For Utah Valley, right now Harmon's got a dozen. Fuller has 10. He came on strong with a couple big dunks towards the end of the first half for the Wolverines, but the Lancers still leading by 2 right now. All right, let's take a look at the Magnolia Heating and Cooling hot play of the first half, and it's Belando Chiqueño, the steal, the drive, and the bucket, and he got the foul too, as Chiqueño delivers the hot play of the first half. He's got 5 points in this game, none bigger than that emotional lay-in to get the crowd fired up here at the CBU Event Center. Yes, the lights are out. Big halftime show as the Lancers lead by 2 at the break. When we come back, we'll take a look at the first half with your Pepsi halftime highlights and halftime stats. CBU 33, UVU 31. Halftime here in Riverside, where California Baptist leads Utah Valley by 2, 33-31. Take a look at those Pepsi halftime highlights in this one. And Riley Batten went to work early. The reverse there for Riley Batten. 5 of 7 from the floor. He's got 11 points. And then from the outside, the Lancers connecting on a couple early threes, including Trey Armstrong and Taryn Armstrong. There's Batten for 2 more. There's Taryn from the wing, from deep. Buries that 3. Taryn's got 9 points in this game. He hit on his only 3-point attempt. He also took it inside, 2 more for Taryn. Then to the outside, Scotty Washington doing it again, hits another 3. The Lancers 4 of 8 from downtown. Belando Chiqueno making some big buckets as well. He's got 5. Riley Batten, tough jumper there, got it anyways. The steal and the finish for Belando Chiqueno, and drew the contact as well. And then Batten from the outside, and he hits another 3. He's 1 for 2 from downtown, and then Taryn Armstrong driving to the hole, lays it in. Take that, rewind it back, but a little step back as he leans in and drops it in. 2 more for Taryn Armstrong. He's got 9 and 5 assists. Take a look at the Pepsi halftime stats. The Lancers checking in at 46% from the floor. UVU at 40%. Rebounding, favoring the Wolverines, but not by much. Kind of assumed that with the Lancers shorthanded with their post players tonight. The assists favoring CBU 7 of 5. 3-point field goals. The Lancers 4 of 8. UVU just 2 of 6. And points in the paint. That nod goes to Utah Valley. 22 points for the Wolverines, 16 for the Lancers. Those are your Pepsi halftime stats. When we come back, it's time to look at this week in Lancer athletics. You don't want to miss it. Lancers up by 2 in Riverside. Welcome back to the CBU Event Center. The Lancers on the floor getting warmed up for the start of the second half in just a couple of minutes. Lancers up by 2. Let's take a look at this week in Lancer athletics. And how about CBU women's basketball star? She's only a freshman, Grace Schmidt. For the 3rd time, yes, the 3rd time this year, she is the WAC Freshman of the Week. She went for a career-high 28. And Grace Schmidt, can't wait to see her tomorrow night in a big game against Stephen F. Austin right here at the CBU Event Center. Let's talk a little CBU. Women's swim and dive picked up a couple big wins against the University of Incarnate Word, 168, and the University of San Diego 169 to 124. And how about it for the men's swim team? Made it a clean sweep, also beating the University of Incarnate Word 173 to 116. So congrats to the men's and women's swim and dive teams here at CBU. Now time for the provider schedule look ahead for the Lancers. Listen, we can't look past the Wolverines. They are in first place. This is a very big game tonight, obviously, but pretty excited about Saturday when Grand Canyon comes to town. That's always fun when the Lopes and the Lancers get together. And then it's going to be Tarleton on January 21st. Then CBU is going to head out on the road for a couple in Texas. University of Texas Arlington and the University of Texas Rio Grande Valley to end the month of January. Then it's back home on February 1st to take on a very good Southern Utah team. That's the provider schedule look ahead for CBU. Let's take a look at the Jensen second half changes. We'll start with Terran's time. Playing a first place team on your home floor, you need your stars to play like stars, especially shorthanded tonight for CBU. This is Terran's time. He proved it in the first half. 9 points and 5 assists for Terran Armstrong. And Riley Batten, the tallest player available for CBU tonight, standing 6'9". He's been batting down the post, holding his own against a very good Aziz Bandego. And of course, well, we saw Tim Fuller coming on strong for the Wolverines at the end of the first half. And the Bandego factor for Utah Valley. He is the reigning WAC player of the week. He is one of the top shot blockers and rebounders in the entire country. But right now hasn't played a huge factor in this game. Just 2 points for Bandego. He does have the 5 rebounds, but not a huge factor right now in this ball game against the Lancers. In fact, he does not have a block. Utah Valley does have 2 blocks in this game. One belongs to Caesar, the other to Harmon. So Bandego, kind of a quiet night. I hazard to kind of say that too loudly because he might pop off for a big second half here, but right now, Lancers lead by 2 as we get start the second half. 33-31, California Baptist have not seen the return of Joe Quintana quite yet. In fact, I don't even see him right now on the Lancer bench, although it's kind of hard to see from my end of the scores table, which is actually closer to Bandego and the Wolverines. 20 minutes to go. Utah Valley trying to win their 11th consecutive game. They're a perfect 4-0 in the WAC. Meanwhile, CBU, they've won back-to-back games in conference play, trying to string together their 3rd straight win in the WAC. And there is Quintana on the bench, kind of nestled in that towel right there, hiding his face a little bit. Unclear if we'll see Quintana return to this game. Lancers start off with the basketball here in the second half, 33-31. They've led almost the entire game, about 19 minutes of the first half. Utah Valley has not led at all in this game. Trey Armstrong from way long, 36-31. Trey does it again. His second 3 of this game, 36-31 for the Lancers. Utah Valley, Darthard answers with a 3 for the Wolverines. 36-34. CBU right now 5 of 9 from beyond the arc. Pretty good. Goodrick back out to Batten. Hands it off to Terran. He puts it in drive. Back out to Batten. Out to Terran. 5 on the shot clock. And the steal by Darthard. Picks the pocket of Terran, throws it up to Bandego, can't finish, but we do have a foul. Bandego grabbing his ribs a little bit. The Lancers having to hustle back, make things tough for the Wolverines in transition. Aziz Bandego heads to the free throw line for Utah Valley. 2 shots coming up for Bandego. First one is good. He's at 65% on the season. Head coach Mark Madsen trying to guide his team to an 11th consecutive win. Second free throw, no good. So the Lancers still lead by 1. Taryn, Goodrick. Goodrick still with it, defended by Bandego. Over to Reed Nottage. Defended by Woodbury, back out to Goodrick. 5 on the shot clock. We've seen several times with the shot clock winding down on the Lancers. This time it does not matter because it's nothing but Nottage. 39-35 on the Nottage 3. The Lancers now 6 of 10 from downtown. Darthard. And finally falls inside the cylinder for Darthard. He's got 5 in the game. All 5 of those points come in the last 2 minutes. 39-37 Lancers. Taryn defended by Fuller. Takes it right at Fuller, stops his dribble, back out to Goodrick. Bandego defending on Goodrick. Out to Batten. Now Bandego switches off, on to Batten. Batten. 3, 2, gets the shot off in time. It's good for Riley Batten. So we've seen the shot clock winding down on CBU a couple times now. And the Lancers make the most of it at the end. Batten with 2 more, he's got 13. 41-37, Lancers on top. Woodbury, little fadeaway jumper. That one's no good. Rebound, Goodrick. But hold on, we've got a foul. It's going to be on Hunter Goodrick. Utah Valley ball from the baseline. 17:02 here in the second half. A lot of basketball still in front of us and a tight game with CBU up by 4. Bandego fakes left, goes right, it's up and is good. We talked about the Bandego factor. Kind of a quiet first half for the big man, the WAC player of the week. Makes it 41-39. Taryn drives inside the reverse, get in there. Taryn Armstrong with 2 more. We told you this could be Taryn's time. He's got 11. Shout out to his folks and all his family and friends watching back home. Trying to get a big win tonight against Utah Valley. That one's good. 2 more for Justin Harmon. He's up to 14. Leading scorer in this ball game now. Harmon with 14. Batten's got 13 for the Lancers. Taryn over to Goodrick. Dribbles it back out. There's Trey. Trey to Goodrick. Goodrick spins left. Now he goes right. Passes back out to Batten. That's a long jumper. That one's no good. Big rebound by Bandego. Darthard inside. 2 more for him. Darthard now with 7 points, all coming in the last 4 minutes. Big second half for Darthard. We're tied at 43. Remember, the Wolverines have not led in this game. CBU has led by as many as 11. Right now we're even at 43. 3 off the mark. Rebound Darthard. Back out to Woodbury. Back to Darthard for 3. And that one is good. And Utah Valley grabs its first lead of the night. Darthard now has 10 points in this game, all coming here in the second half. Lancers trail by 3. We'll be back on ESPN+. And we are back in Riverside where Utah Valley has its first lead of the game, 46-43 with 15-13 to go here in the second half. Utah Valley has made 6 of their first 7 shots coming out of halftime to grab the lead against the Lancers. And Latrey Darthard with 10 points, all 10 coming here in the second half. Lancers for the first time tonight, looking up at the scoreboard, trying to climb out of a 3-point hole. Goodrick to Trey for 3. That one's no good. Woodbury brings it up the floor for the Wolverines. They're on a 7-0 run. They've made 4 consecutive field goals. Woodbury, that 3's off the mark. Battle for the rebound. Batten doing a good job boxing out Fuller. Got the rebound there. Goodrick. Back out to Blondo Chiquena, who's checked in after that timeout. Looks like Taryn Armstrong is on the bench right now for the Lancers. Chiquena drives inside. Chiquena to the cup. No good. Gets his own miss. The putback is good. Chiquena with 2 the hard way. And he's going to go back to the free throw line. Missed the first, somehow snuck in there, ripped that ball away. Got the basket and the foul. Timeout here in Riverside. Chiquena with a chance to tie things up for CBU when we come back.
When your heating and air conditioning system stops working, how do you know who to call? Call one of those big corporations and you're just a number. But at Magnolia Heating and Cooling, we treat everyone like family. That's because we're family owned and based here in Riverside. Your neighbors trust Magnolia Heating and Cooling, and we've earned a great reputation over the years. Call to experience the Magnolia difference.
For any heating and cooling repair, call 1-800-2-GET-AIR.
Popping like the top off a bottle and I ain't stopping yet. Baby, it's a brand new day. Ain't no clouds hanging over me. Something doesn't feel the same. The rest of my life gonna start today. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. The rest of my life.
Introducing bubbly sparkling water. Crack a smile.
Conventional wisdom says breakfast is the most important meal. But at Provider Food Services, we believe that every meal you enjoy with us is the most important meal. Voted #1, this ideal drives us to bring you curated, chef-driven cuisine and composed meal experiences every single time. Whether you're dining with us or partnering with us, we want to give you the best and safest experience. So in these busiest of days, let's always enjoy the most important meal.
It's a 1-point game here at the CBU Events Center. 46-45, Utah Valley up. Let's take a look at Riley Batten doing some work here tonight. He's got 13. That is a team high for CBU. Nice reverse there. And then Batten, a little turnaround jumper, good. Riley Batten, 6 of 9 from the floor. Look at that pretty jumper from just beyond the glass. That's a great view there. Then from the outside, Batten also has a 3-pointer under his belt. 13 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists for Riley Batten. And Blondo Chiquena completes the 3-point play, so we are tied again at 46 now. Two teams almost identical. UVU 19 of 40 from the floor. CBU 19 of 39 from the floor. And we're tied at 46. Kept in play, but CBU has it. Chiquena, Washington driving baseline, puts it up, no good, and Bandego comes down with it. Woodbury. Woodbury to the left. No good. And we've got a foul. It's going to be on Nottage. And here comes some subs for CBU. Trey Armstrong and Jelani Stone are checking back in for Riley Batten and Reed Nottage. Blaze Neild back in for the Wolverines. Justin Harmon comes out, the leading scorer tonight for the Wolverines and on the season. Caesar back in. Bandego up top, defended by Stone. They list Bandego at 7 feet, Stone at 6'7". Now it's into the post of Bandego. Bandego goes back out to Woodbury, 5 on the shot clock. Woodbury along the baseline, puts it up in time, and it's good. 2 more for Woodbury. He now has 9. 48-46. Wolverines back on top. Stone going at Bandego with the left, no good. Rebound Bandego. 48-46, Wolverines. Darthard's had the hot hand here in the second half. That one is no good for Darthard. And no good for the Lancers. In fact, that was Darthard's first miss of the second half. He was a perfect 4 of 4 to start off the second half with those 10 points. Utah Valley up by 2. Caesar backing down Goodrick. Goes right, fakes left, goes back to his right. Goodrick keeps it in play and tosses it to Chiqueño. Chiqueño up the floor for the Lancers. Stone sets the pick. Chiqueño back out to Goodrick, into the corner, to a wide open Trey Armstrong. Wide open, and he nails it. And CBU is back on top, 49-48. Trey Armstrong now with 9, all of them coming on threes. 3 of 4 from way downtown. Woodbury's pass, out of bounds, turnover on the Wolverines. And we got a timeout here in Riverside. Back and forth we go, but right now, CBU on top, 49-48 on ESPN+. Welcome back to the CBU Event Center. 11:29 to go here in the second half, and the Lancers are on top by one, 49-48. Trey Armstrong hitting a big three to give the Lancers the lead once more. Nice to have the students back on campus. It's been a while as we went into the Christmas season. And it's, I'm gonna get this wrong, but it's something about Light the Night or Neon Night, thank you. Our awesome director, Bradley, clued me in. I should know, my daughter's birthday's coming up and it's a neon theme. I should know this. 49-48, the Lancers on top by one, trying to win on Neon Night for all the fans and the students back in the house. I'm gonna guess it'll be especially loud and crazy on Saturday when Grand Canyon comes to town. Will the Lancers be on a three-game win streak? We're about to find out. 11:15 to go here in the second half. Washington has it for CBU. Going inside, back out to Chiqueño to Batten. 5 on the shot clock. Batten back to the basket. Hanging in the air. No good. Rebound Fuller. 49-48, it remains. UVU with 32 points in the paint, and as I say that, Caesar steps from beyond the arc and hits. And the Wolverines back on top on the three, 51-49. Washington going inside, the reverse, 2 more for Scotty Washington. Again, providing a big boost from off the bench. Trying to go inside, taken away. Goodrick stops, finds Batten. Chiqueño on the wing. Around the screen of Goodrick, back up top to Washington. He's gonna drive inside, Washington to the rim, can't finish. We're tied at 51, Kneeled. Caesar has it, just hit a big three for the Wolverines. They're trying to play it over the top to Fuller, but there's a whistle. It's gonna be on Washington. Taj Small back in for Utah Valley. Nottage and Taryn Armstrong return for CBU. Scotty Washington, 7 points tonight. Wolverines ball from the baseline. Kneeled into Woodbury. Woodbury. And traveling called on Woodbury. He can't believe it. It'll be Lancer ball with 9:39 to go. You beat the judge. Woodbury trying to get that shot off on Nottage and traveling the call. Coach Mark Madsen looking on. Tied game. Oh, and now it's going to be an offensive foul on CBU. It's going to be on Hunter Goodrick. Goodrick wants an explanation. He wanted to know exactly what happened, and I don't think he still knows. Utah Valley with the basketball. Wolverines with it, tied at 51. Small, can't finish. It's gonna be a 5-on-4 here for the Lancers if they hustle. Taryn Armstrong, Goodrick around Fuller, down low to Batten. Ball is poked loose, but there's a foul. Good ball movement by CBU, trying to find an easy basket down low. .9:05 on the clock. Riley Batten headed to the free throw line for the first time tonight. Batten 80% on the year from the stripe. First one is good for Riley Batten. 52-51. One more for Batten, second on the way. Knocks down at both. 53-51, CBU. Kneeled, throws it up to Caesar for another dunk. We're tied at 53, just like that. Caesar's been putting in some good minutes here for Utah Valley. Had a big three not too long ago, and then that dunk there. Reed Nottage's three in and out. 53-53, just about 8.5 to play. Caesar has it, Goodrick defending. Turnaround, no good, battle for the rebound, and there's gonna be a foul on the Lancers. It's gonna be Riley Batten. Yes, it is, it's gonna be on Riley Batten. His first personal foul. Wolverines ball from the baseline. Quickly into Harmon. Justin Harmon backing down Nottage. Poked loose, steal, Taron Armstrong. He has it poked loose and taken right back by the Wolverines. In transition, the other way, Harmon all the way to the rim. Oh, it's gonna be a foul against Utah Valley. No basket. It looked like Harmon was gonna have an easy two. It remains tied. Here's another look. Oh, you can see Fuller was holding on to that jersey. That's gonna be his third personal foul. (53-53). Batten defended by Fuller. Inside, Batten had it blocked out of bounds, last touched by the Wolverines. We're gonna take a quick break here in Riverside. It'll be Lancer ball when we come back. We are all tied at 53 with only 7:44 to go. We'll be right back.
What if you could spend your breaks living alongside other students? Learning how to live every day like it's a new opportunity to share the life-changing hope of Jesus with anyone you meet. And what if in the process, you find your purpose, you find your calling, and this world that feels too big to change begins changing one life at a time through you. This is more than an experience. This is a new way of living. It's life on mission.
At Magnolia, we've been around so long because we're always on the cutting edge. Let Magnolia help you modernize your comfort with our new all-electric, ultra-efficient comfort systems. Magnolia Heating and Cooling, trusted in Riverside since 1951.
Hi, my name is Sarah. I'm from Moreno Valley, California, and I've been with Altura Credit Union since 2017. Family time is extremely important. Being able to just pull my phone out and just go right on the app while the kids are over there doing whatever they're doing, I'm able to just go on the app really quick, transfer money, or check my account, see if my deposits went through right away. With my Ascend checking account, I'm also able to check my credit score. I don't ever have to worry about anything in my bank account. Did I mention it was free?
We are all tied at 53 here in Riverside in a big-time WAC contest. Utah Valley 53, CBU 53, and Scotty Washington pouring in 7 tonight from off the bench. Again, That Lancer bench has been strong all season long, and Scotty Washington is a big reason why for CBU. He's got 7 so far. And the night is young, right? We got 7:44 to go. It'll be Lancer ball from the baseline. Scotty Washington currently on the bench right now. Taryn will inbound. Into Batten. Hands it back off to Taryn. On the wing. Goes off his foot into the backcourt. He retrieves it. 5 on the shot clock, though. They're going to have to hurry. And there's a whistle. Foul's going to be on Caesar. So with the shot clock winding down, the Lancers get bailed out there. Woodbury checks back in for the Wolverines. Taj Small comes out, and here comes Aziz Bandego. Fuller also checking out. Harmon, Bandego, Neild, Caesar, and Woodbury are 5 on the floor right now for head coach Mark Madsen and the Wolverines. Lancer ball, Goodrick over to Batten. Taryn has it, circles back inside, plays it back out. There's Reed Nottage going inside with the right hand, draws the foul, so Reed Nottage will head to the free throw line for a couple. The Lancers doing a good job moving that ball around. Maybe just trying to stay away from Bandego. Takes up so much real estate down low for the Wolverines. Covers a lot of space. Reed Nottage at the free throw line, hits the first. Reed Nottage, a 75% free throw shooter as head coach Rick Croy looks on, misses the second. Neild brings it up for UVU. Puts it up for Bandego. There is a whistle on the play, and he's fouled, I believe, by Batten. And they got him. It's going to be on Riley Batten. His second personal foul. Substitution for the Wolverines. Neild out and Darthard back in. Darthard with 10 points. He was red hot coming out of the locker room. He's cooled off a little bit since, but really provided a spark for this Utah Valley team coming out of the locker room. 1-1 for Bandego. First free throw is good. One more coming up. Second free throw, Bandego, it's off the mark. CBU 54, Utah Valley 54. Reed Nottage for 3, trying to give the Lancers the lead, and he does just that. Reed Nottage connects from way downtown. 57-54 Lancers, ball hits the floor. Woodbury recovers. CBU up by 3, thanks to the Nottage 3. Woodbury, good defense by Nottage, but they got him for a foul. Nottage can't believe it. I'd say 99% of the fans in here can't believe it either. Take a look, I thought it was just great defense by Reed Nottage. Trey Woodbury going to the free throw line. Hits the first. 57-55. Fuller returns for the Wolverines. Here comes the second. It's good for Woodbury. Now there's 4 different Wolverines in double figures. Harmon's got 14, Woodbury with 11, Darthard with 10, and Fuller with 10. For CBU, it's Batten with 15, and there's Taryn Armstrong. A much-needed basket here for the Lancers, trying to keep the Wolverines at bay. It's back up to 59-56. A 3-point advantage here for CBU. Out to Woodbury. Inside, Fuller, right hand, good. And the Wolverines back within a point. 59-58. Taryn Armstrong on the wing. Bandego defending. Interesting matchup there. Finds Goodrick down low. Fuller on him. Goodrick, shot good from the baseline. Hunter Goodrick. Difficult shot, and he got it. 61-58. 5.5 to go here in Riverside. Big time whack action, and we got a foul. It's on Trey. 61-58. Trey Darthard finds himself now on the free throw line. Really strong free throw shooter. 38 of 43 on the season. That's 88% on the year. Hits the first of a 1-and-1. Gets a second. Utah Valley 8 from 10 from the stripe tonight. And another one for Darthard. And he knocks down both. 61-60. Taryn Armstrong with Darthard defending. Falls to the floor, but gets back up. Taryn, back out to Trey. To Taryn. 10 on the shot clock. Taryn goes inside, finds Reed in the corner for three. A little bit long. Under 5 to play. CBU holding on to a 1-point lead. Woodbury goes inside, the floater to Bandego, can't finish. But the ball squirts out to the Wolverines. We'll stay right here with Utah Valley. The officials are going to talk this over. I think they're going to see if that ball touched the rim at all as they head over the scores table for a video review. Both teams, the Wolverines and the Lancers, shooting 46% from the floor. So their numbers almost as identical as the score tonight, with the Lancers leading 61-60. Batten's got 15 to pace California Baptist. Taryn Armstrong has added 13, along with 6 assists in this game. The only 2 Lancers in double figures, although Trey's got 9 and Chiqueño's got 8. Take another look. I think it does hit the rim. I think I saw the rim move a little bit on that shot from Bandego. I saw when that ball was put up on that alley-oop, and Bandego was just going to go up and throw it down. Kind of finesse it in, but he did hit the rim, so I think that's what the officials are going to see as well, as now they head back to the floor.
Shot clock adjusted to 17 seconds.
When all the dust settles, it'll still be Utah Valley basketball. Looks like they put 17 on the shot clock. .442 to go. Harmon will inbound for the Wolverines. Quickly into Woodbury. Bandego sets the pick. Woodbury drives in. Puts it up. It's no good. Who's going to come up with it? It's Reed Nottage. Riley Batten was working so hard on boxing out Bandego that nobody was there to scoop it up. Finally, Reed Nottage charged over. Lancers up by 1. Up top to Batten. Fuller defending. Taryn Armstrong going inside. Gonna work it around to Goodrick. Back out to Taryn. 5 on the shot clock. Taryn will try the 3. That one's no good. Tipped around. Harmon has it for UVU. Goes out of bounds. And it will be Lancer basketball. Trey Armstrong back in for Blondo Chiqueño. Just about 4 left here in the second half. 4:03 to be exact. CBU ball into Taryn. Up top to Batten. In that high post, now he faces up on the basket. Batten to his left. In the corner, there's Trey. Catch and release. Armstrong from long, and it makes it 64-60. Little bit of breathing room for the Lancers. It's a two-possession game. 64-60. Trey now has a dozen in the game. All of those points coming on three-pointers. The pass to Darthard. Got there just in time. 6 on the shot clock. Inside, no. Lancer ball. 3:16 to go. Taryn out to Riley Batten for 3. Oh my goodness, in and out on Riley Batten. This place was ready to erupt. Woodbury with the ball for the Wolverines. He'll try the 3 on the other end. That one's no good. Taryn comes flying in for the rebound. The Wolverines have missed 4 consecutive shots. 64-60 CBU. Taryn around Darthard. To the rim, it's good! It's Taryn's time! Taz taking over, 66-60. And a timeout called by Mark Madsen and Utah Valley. Coach Croy, the first one to greet Taz as he makes his way to the bench. 2:34 on the clock here in the second half. Taryn Armstrong and the Lancers up by 6. Quick break here in Riverside. A live look inside the CBU Event Center. California Baptist up 66-60 on first place, Utah Valley. The Lancers could jump right back into the conference championship race with a big win tonight, but they've got to hold off the Wolverines for another 2 minutes and 34 seconds. Utah Valley has won 10 straight games, tied for first place in the WAC at 4-0. Meanwhile, the Lancers still riding the momentum of back-to-back conference wins against Utah Tech and New Mexico State. It certainly appears it has carried over into tonight against the Wolverines. Harmon, his shot won't go. Rebound, Goodrick. And the Lancers are going to take their sweet, sweet time as they bring the ball up the floor, up by 6. Taryn. Still on the dribble, circles back out. Now there's 10 on the shot clock. Taryn around the three-point line. Now he goes inside, fakes. Scoop shot with the right, no good. Goodrick. And a shot clock violation, they're saying. With 1:54, so the ball will go back to Utah Valley. 1:55 now on the clock. 66-60. CBU on top. Big possession here for the Wolverines. Woodbury spins and goes to the left. What a basket by Woodbury. 66-62. Taryn Armstrong tumbling to the floor, but a timeout wisely called by Coach Rick Croy as the Utah Valley side screaming for a traveling call. Timeout, Lancers. It'll be CBU ball coming out of this timeout, and it will be a full timeout for California Baptist with 1:38 to play. 4-point game right now. You know, we were a little concerned about the play in the post for CBU, lacking their most significant post players in Tim Igoefe and Malik Wade. But as we break down the numbers right now, points in the paint, Utah Valley has 38, which is a lot. But CBU's got 30, so they're holding their own inside against the Wolverines. The rebounding margin, Utah Valley with 34 and CBU 31. So the Wolverines hold a slight advantage in both departments, but CBU, undersized, holding their own tonight against the first place Wolverines. You can see the fans in attendance, neon night. Also bucket hats. How do I get a bucket hat? CBU bucket hats tonight for the Crazies. I think it was the first 500 fans, I want to say. Those are good looking bucket hats. In fact, I think they're reversible. Some had the blue side out. I kind of like that one with the pattern. There's a lot going on. It's pretty busy. I'm a kind of busy guy. I like it. 66-62, CBU. They've got the lead and they've got the ball with 1:38. Here we go, back to live action. Trey into Reed Nottage. 20 on the shot clock. Nottage over to Batten on that far wing. Batten with it, goes back to Taryn. Now there's 10 on the shot clock. Reed goes inside, has it knocked loose, and they're gonna say last touch by Reed Nottage. Out of bounds, Wolverine ball. 1:20 on the clock. Blondo Chiqueño back into the game. Chiqueño, Taryn, Goodrick, Batten, and Nottage are 5 on the floor right now for CBU. Woodbury on the other end, he got it. 66-64. And it looks like the score's over at the table. They want to make sure the shot clock is correct now. It's now at 28. 1:10 on the game clock. So Chiqueño out, Trey Armstrong back in, swapping some defense for offense here on this possession. Lancers up by 2. There's Trey Armstrong. He's had himself a ball game. He's got a dozen points, 4 of 5 from deep. Reed Nottage for 3. No, it's short, but there's Trey Armstrong. Nottage will try it again. That one is off the mark. Bandego the rebound. Here come the Wolverines. Less than a minute to play. Darthard inside, puts it up. It's no good, but he draws. No, it's going to be an offensive foul on Darthard. Batten takes the charge. Lancer ball, take another look. Darthard going inside. There's Batten doing it for the team. CBU ball with 45 seconds. 66-64. And it looks like the Wolverines won a timeout. Mark Madsen and UVU, they know they need a defensive stop coming up. If they play their cards right, they will get the ball back. 45 seconds on the game clock. Right now, let's take a look at the player of the game tonight. brought to you by Altura Credit Union. And it goes to Taryn Armstrong. 15 points, 6 assists, a couple rebounds as well for Taryn. He is 7 of 13 from the floor and getting it done for CBU tonight. He's got 15, so does Riley Batten, also with 15 to lead California Baptist. Trey Armstrong has chipped in 12, so 3 different Lancers right now in double figures for scoring. CBU 45 seconds away from getting their 3rd consecutive win in Western Athletic Conference play. Meanwhile, we've said it multiple times, and it's worth noting again, Utah Valley on a 10-game winning streak. They have not lost since November 26th at Boise State. That was Thanksgiving time, which seems like years ago. That was a long time ago. So 45 seconds on the clock. The Lancers will get the ball. If Utah Valley can get a defensive stop, they'll get the ball back with about 15 seconds to go. Plenty of time to get a good look. But CBU trying to just put the dagger in. Any sort of bucket would make it a 2-possession game. And here we go. Your 5 on the floor right now for CBU looks like this: Batten, Taryn, Nottage, Trey, and Goodrick. And CBU with a baseline pass into Taryn. A little bit of pressure here by the Wolverines. Taryn with it, up top to Goodrick. Goodrick. There's Riley Batten driving inside. Batten. And traveling the call on Riley Batten. So Utah Valley gets the ball back with 25 and a half seconds to play. And another timeout called here by the Wolverines. So traveling called on Riley Batten gives the ball back to Utah Valley. 25 seconds seems like an eternity here for Utah Valley to get a good look. If you're wondering who will get the basketball, well, Justin Harmon's got 14 in this game. Woodbury's got 15 on 6 of 16 shooting. Darthard with a dozen, all in the second half. And Fuller's got a dozen, although most of his damage came in the first half for the Wolverines. A 2 would tie, a 3 would give Utah Valley the lead. Utah Valley tonight 5 of 12 from three-point land. Darthard 2 of 4, so he's been their top threat tonight. On the season, Darthard is also their top three-point shooter, followed closely by Woodbury. The fans getting loud in here, trying to help Taryn and the guys on the floor come up with a stop. 66-64. 25 seconds to go. And here we go. The pass into Woodbury. 20 seconds. The shot is up and it is good for Woodbury. 67-66. CBU with the basketball, 10 seconds to play. Taryn drives inside, a little out of control. The ball is loose. And Taryn wanted to get foul called. There's 4 seconds on the clock. They're trying to make sense of what is going on down here. It looks like the officials are coming over. Kind of a chaotic sequence there. Woodbury hits the big three to give Utah Valley the lead. 67-66, then Taryn goes inside, maybe trying to draw the foul. Take another look, there's Woodbury. That was a deep three. He's got 18 to lead the Wolverines. He hits it with 13 and a half seconds to go. CBU gets the ball back. Taryn goes right inside. Lost control. And now there's 4 seconds on the clock, and the Lancers are down by 1. Let's take a look after that Woodbury three. The Lancers get the ball back. Here goes Taryn inside. Oh, looks like there was a hand on the basketball. They're going to add a little bit of time, 4.9 seconds, but it'll be Utah Valley ball. Looked like Darthard's the one that got a hand on it. So Utah Valley up by 1. Predictably, CBU is going to have to get a quick foul. Woodbury from the baseline. Woodbury. And there's the foul on Latrey Darthard with 2.9 seconds. Darthard's the guy that the Wolverines wanted to get the basketball. 88% from the free throw line on the season. (67-66). All of a sudden, the Wolverines are now less than 3 seconds away from extending their win streak to 11 straight. A lot of ebbs and flows, ups and downs in this game. It's been a wild one. The Lancers led by as many as 11. They led for most of this game. Utah Valley, the Wolverines, able to claw their way back in the second half. But they've never led by more than 3. So it's been close. So 2.9 seconds on the clock. We'll see if the officials will change that. The Lancers promptly committing the foul on Darthard. So they might be checking, yeah, in fact, one of the officials, you can't see it from that view, but he's got a stopwatch in his hand. I think he's watching the video and using the stopwatch to get it to the nearest 1/10 of a second. Oh, you can see it in his right hand. Yep, there it is. Because literally every 1/10 of a second is that valuable to CBU right now. Oh, so now it's going to be 4.2 seconds. So that's a big change from 2.9. As we mentioned, CBU was very quick to foul Darthard, and Darthard was the exact guy that Utah Valley wanted to have the basketball in his hands. Top free throw shooter on the team. Darthard at the line for 2. The first one rattles in. 68-66. And Trey Armstrong in for Blondo Chiqueño, adding another three-point shooter to the floor. All 5 guys on the floor right now for CBU can shoot the 3. 68-66, 4.2 seconds. One more for Darthard. He knocks down both, makes it a 69-66 game with 4.2 seconds. So another timeout on the floor. Both teams will get a chance to come up with their final play, what could be the final play of this game. If CBU can hit a 3, we'd go to overtime. All right, so CBU tonight, 9 of 22 from three-point land. And Trey Armstrong's been the guy. 4 of 5 from deep. Reed Nottage, 2 of 7. Batten, 1 for 2. Taryn, 1 for 4. So the Lancers have some options. Tonight it's been Trey Armstrong with the hot hand from deep. There is Trey Armstrong. He's got 12 points, 4 of 5 from deep. So here we go, 4.2 seconds to play inside the CBU Event Center. Lancers will have to go the length of the floor. Goodrick up ahead, there's Taryn. And he's fouled. Utah Valley trying to get to Taryn before he can attempt a shot. So that was a heads-up play by Utah Valley with 1.9 seconds now. And a substitution. Bandego and Fuller are back in for Utah Valley. So that's going to send Taryn Armstrong to the free throw line. So that was a smart play by Utah Valley because it prevents CBU from shooting a three-pointer and puts Taryn at the line. So he's going to make the first and then try to miss the second. First free throw is good, 69-67. So now they'll have to miss, and a quick putback for the Lancers if they have any chance of sending this game to overtime. Let's take a look, 1.9 seconds, 69-67, Utah Valley. One more for Taryn. The miss. And he got no rim on that one. So the ball will go back to Utah Valley. 1.9 seconds. The Wolverines will have to inbound from the baseline. The Lancers will, of course, try to quickly foul. Woodbury, Darthard. And Darthard's going to go back to the line. 2 big free throws coming up. Darthard on the season, we mentioned 88% from the line. Tonight, 4 of 4. He's got 14 points. Less than a second on the clock, 0.8. First free throw for Darthard is good, 70-67. One more to go. Second for Darthard, and he hits 71-67, and that is it. First place, Utah Valley improves to 5-0 in the WAC, and their winning streak now extended to 11 straight games, winning 71-67 against California Baptist tonight. It was Trey Woodbury with a big-time three-pointer to give Utah Valley the lead inside the final minute of the game, and the Wolverines hang on. Woodbury with 18 points to lead all scorers tonight. Harmon and Darthard both had 14. Fuller with a dozen for the Wolverines. For CBU, Taryn Armstrong led the way with 16 points and 6 assists. Riley Batten added 15 points and 8 rebounds. And Trey Armstrong with a dozen points, all coming from three-point land. So CBU falls to 10-8 overall, 2-3 in the WAC. And the Wolverines now at 14-4 and a perfect 5-0 in conference play. Well, CBU, they'll look to rebound on Saturday, and it is another big one as the Lancers will entertain Grand Canyon University in a big rivalry game. That's Saturday at 7 o'clock right here at the CBU Events Center. Well, for more Lancer basketball, you can check out Braden Bell right now on the postgame show, Fox Sports 1350. So thanks for watching. My name is Pep Fernandez, and so long from Riverside, California, where the final score is Utah Valley 71, California Baptist 67. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN.